Hi everyone, Sumit Chandra this side, and I welcome you to our channel Solution Bridge Network and one-stop solution for all your Power Platform tutorials. Power BI March 2026 update is here, and this month is packed with AI announcements, reporting flexibility, and a major shift towards Writeback and Translytical reporting. But the biggest question is, how will these updates impact your real world dashboards and enterprise solutions? Let's break it down in detail. Let me show you the blog post. We will start with couple of important changes you should not ignore. First, the old file picker experience in Power BI desktop is being deprecated. Since April 2026, the new file picker will become the default and you won't be able to switch back. No action is required, but this is part of Microsoft's push towards a new modern UI experience. Second, the QuickBooks Online connector is being retired. From March 2026, you won't be able to create new connections and existing connections may stop working. So, if you are using QuickBooks, start planning your migration strategy right away. Now, let's jump into reporting where we have some very impactful updates. First, we will discuss the useful update series level ladders lines for line charts. Now labels can connect directly to their respective lines, making dense chart more easier to read. Let me show you how we can create this kind of line chart and configure these options. Let me go to the next page, open the build pane, and here I am selecting line chart. Let me adjust the width. Now in the x-axis, let me pull year month, and in measure I will select net profit. Now let me focus on a particular year. Again I come to calendar table and let's add a filter. So here in the basic filter I will select year 2014. So now we have the line graph for 2014 from January to December, and we are showing net profit. Let me come to legend section, and here let me pull market. So here we have different line for each market. Now let me configure the option that we discussed earlier. I enable the format pane. In the format pane, first I come to lines, and here let me change the style. I just reduce the width, and here let me select smooth. Now if I want to enable marker, I go to marker section and let me enable the marker, and from here we can reduce the marker size bit. Now let us enable the series label. So as soon as we enable series label, here we can see the series name at the right of the graph. Even if we expand series label, here we'll get more options. So here we can put the width percentage, and also we can change the position from right to left. Also in values section, there is an option to match series color. Let me enable this. And we have an option for ladder lines. So here it will enable ladder lines, and here also we have lots of formatting option. So from here you can enable the options which are required. And now if we click on a particular series, it will highlight it and it will easier to read when we have multiple lines in the same graph. Now let's talk about custom totals, which is currently in preview. Before discussing it, let me create a table here. So I go to build visual, then from here let me select table. Now here let me select market, and from measure let me select to three measures. So I select net profit, net sales, and let me take customer count. So in customer count, I applied distinct count formula. So we are counting distinct customer for each markets. So here you can see the total is on by default. In Power BI, total doesn't always behave like Excel, especially for non-additive measures like we have here in customer count. With this new feature, you can override the total calculation directly in the visual. So here, if we try to total all the unique customers for each market, the total would be different. So if we simply want the total of each market here, we can simply change it without writing any additional DAX. For that, we can simply right click on the total. Then from here, we can select customize total calculations preview. And from here, we can choose sum, min, max, count, distinct count, these options. So let me select sum for now. As soon as I select sum, the number will updated automatically, and now if we try to add all these number, we'll get this, and this small icon indicates that here we have applied custom totals. And even if you see in visuals, it's automatically applied a visual calculation. So if you click on this edit visual calculation icon, you can see the exact calculation that has been applied by Power BI automatically. So this is a very handy and useful option to manipulate these kinds of calculation without writing any additional DAX. Now let me go to the blog post and we will discuss AI narrative auto refresh. Earlier, every time you changed a slicer, you had to manually refresh the narrative. Now, with auto refresh, the summary updates automatically. This creates a much smoother experience, especially for business users who rely on storytelling visuals. Now let's talk about one of the biggest feature in this update, Translytical task flows, which are now generally available. This feature allows users to take action directly from Power BI reports. Yes, you heard that right. You can now update data, add records, trigger workflows, all without leaving the report. Power BI is moving from a read-only reporting tool to an action-driven platform. We have a separate video on it. If you are interested to learn more about it, you can see the video. Power BI now introduced a new default theme base. This includes better spacing, improved typography, and cleaner visuals right out of the box. This means less time spent on formatting and faster report development. We also have conditional formatting for input slicers. You can now dynamically change colors, icons, borders based on your data. This allows you to create more interactive and visual responsive reports. And finally, theme improvements. You can now define page size directly in your theme JSON and also use structured colors like background and foreground. This helps maintain consistency across enterprise reports. Now let's move to AI, which is becoming the core of Power BI. First, the Copilot pen has received a UI update. It now looks and feels like the standalone Copilot experience, making interactions more consistent and intuitive. You also notice some small and useful improvements. Prompt suggestions now move into a prompt guide icon. You can type your next query while the current one is processing, and the copy button has been repositioned for easier access. These may seem like small changes, but they significantly improve the overall AI experience. Another important update is Copilot feedback. You can now submit feedback along with diagnostics. This means Microsoft gets more context about your issue, which helps improve accuracy and reliability over time. This is especially important for enterprise scenarios. Now let's move to modeling, where we have some powerful updates. Direct Lake on OneLake is now generally available. This allows you to query the data directly from OneLake without needing data refresh. TMDL view in web, currently in preview. You can now edit your semantic model using code directly in the browser. This is huge for developers. It enables bulk changes, automation, and better integration with CI/CD pipelines. We have a separate video for the same. You can find the link from here. So to summarize, this update clearly shows three major directions for Power BI. First, AI analytics with Copilot. Second, action-driven reporting with Translytical flows. And third, enterprise-ready development with Direct Lake and TMDL. Power BI is no longer just a reporting tool, it becoming a complete decision and action platform. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. Thanks for watching. Subscribe our channel, hit the like button and press the bell icon for the new video alerts.